Hey, shithead. When's the last time you picked your feet? Huh?
Yeah, what's he talking about?
I've got a man in Poughkeepsie who wants to talk to you. You ever been in Poughkeepsie? Huh? Have you ever been in Poughkeepsie?
Hey, man, come on, give me a break.
Hey,
I don't know
come
what
on,
you're
come on,
talking
say
about,
it.
man.
Let me hear you say it. Come on. Have you ever been in Poughkeepsie? You've been in Poughkeepsie, haven't you? I want to hear it. Come on.
Yes, I've
You've been there, right?
Yeah.
You sat on the edge of the bed, didn't you? You took off your shoes, put your finger between your toes, and picked your feet, didn't you? Now say it.
Yes.
All right. You put a shiv in my partner. You know what that means? God damn it! All winter long, I gotta listen to him gripe about his bowling scores. Now, I'm gonna bust your ass for those 3 bags, and I'm gonna nail you for picking your feet in Poughkeepsie.
100 for 100 podcast, where I, me, C, the host of this show, take 100 movies that I think all you new movie watchers should watch for the first time. I ranked them from 100 to 1 for you. I did it for you. And, you know, it's accompanied by a 100-word review and a podcast. I'm sorry, I sound a little bit distracted at the beginning of this episode because I realized just how fucking hungry I am. It's 6:55 in the morning at the podcast studio. Last time I ate was about 6:55 p.m. yesterday. So yeah, we're going to get through these bits of businesses so I can give me some breakfast. Yesterday we talked about Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That was number 33 on our list. Spielberg and Williams linking up to make a classic movie there. Number 32 today, however, it is not all hearts and rainbows like Close Encounters of the Third Kind can be. There's no happy, hopeful upbeatness here. Number 32 on our list, man, is The French Connection. 1971, directed by William Friedkin, same cat who did The Exorcist, if my memory serves correct. Exorcist is dope too, by the way. The French Connection. Let's get into this 100-word review of this bit of business. When it comes to tales of hard-nosed cops pursuantly dogging a case, they don't come as gritty as Friedkin's The French Connection. Adapting the real events of the French heroin pipeline to Canada and the United States, Gene Hackman's Popeye Doyle is determined to bust the distributor Alain Charnier, there we go, as he moves his product into New York. During a time in film where anti-heroes were at their peak, Doyle is perhaps the gold standard. The brilliant second act car/train chase scene, Friedkin's use of real New York locations and the documentary-like filmmaking make this film an absolute must-see. And it is an absolute must-see, man. I watched The French Connection for the first time like a decade ago, maybe. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this movie's hopeless. But yeah, the fact that Friedkin decided to film this pretty much like a documentary. Like you get your standard camera angles, right? Your standard shots or whatever, but it just feels like a gritty New York documentary. And it very well could. The French Connection could also double as a touchstone for New York in the 70s, man. As opposed to later on in the 80s, Carpenter filmed Escape from New York in what is essentially a gritty, bombed-out New York. And they're like, well, there's no way we can just recreate that. And I'm looking like, yeah, they did it a decade ago in The French Connection. If you haven't seen this, man, Gene Hackman, Popeye Doyle, trying to stop the French from flooding New York with heroin. So it's you get it from both ends, too. You get it from Alain Charnier's perspective as he's concocting his plan to get the product into New York, and how he uses a failing at life actor who's coming over to the States to do some acting, and he's using him as the mule. And then you see it, of course, from Popeye Doyle's side as he's trying to thwart this from happening. And it's one of those I've got this hunch. We need to play this hunch out. And, what we get a little bit of the backstory is the last time he played out a hunch like this, a cop ended up dead. They don't tell you what happened. You just know a cop ended up dead. And you can kind of tell that Doyle's beyond his years. Like he's one of those, he used to be good cops, and now he's in the decline, but he might still think he's one of those good cops, but everyone but him sees that's not the case anymore. Kind of like me at work. But he's got this hunch, and damn it, he's damned if he's not going to play this hunch out to the bitter end. And luckily, he gambles and he plays that hand, and that it ends up somewhat working out in the favor. There's a lot of good arrests, a lot of good sweeps. This is all real life story, by the way. It all happens here, and Gene Hackman's acting here is excellently wonderful. You're not supposed to like Popeye Doyle. I don't know. I'm not sure if people realize that or not. Like he's misogynistic. He's definitely racist. He's not a good man. He's very one note in his pursuit of justice, as you could say. If you've not checked it out, man, sit down, get your mind right, and check out number 32 on our list. The French Connection. You ever pick your feet in Poughkeepsie?